It's a blessing to welcome on one of the top prospects in 2021, a guy that's now creating a new wave in America, Duncan Powell. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you, bro?
Pretty good. Well, let's get right into this. The decision's made. It's off your chest now. Take us through how you're feeling.
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm excited. It's a big day for me, obviously, because it's commitment day. But on a bigger note, it's an obvious reason for why this is such a big day.
And you're
Yeah.
creating an entire new wave, as I mentioned earlier. You're not only now the first guy in 2021 to do it, you're the second ranked player, but now the first American player to commit to an HBCU school. And we're going to talk a lot about this, but just to know that you have that behind your name now, what does that mean to you?
Man, that means a lot. I live for bright lights. So that means a lot. Having all the pressure on me. Being the highest ranked American player to ever go to a HBC. I live for stuff like that.
And I do have to give you a lot of respect, man, for this because this is something that we've seen with all the stuff happening right now. Guys have been throwing around the HBCU schools, putting them top five, top three, or whatever. Obviously, no one else has done it because you're the first American guy. Knowing that you actually gone through with this and you actually are going to one, what went into this and why is this decision you want to take?
I mean, I've been thinking about this for a long time. Like ever since like eighth grade, it's been on my mind. My cousin Adrian Powell, he went to A&T. So it's family ties there. Um, and the coaching staff is great. But I mean, it's something I've been thinking about. Over the last summer quarantine, I've been seeing everything going on in the world. And I did it obviously for myself, of course, but also the black community and black colleges. So I feel like it's a real big step in the right path for them.
There's one thing I tell all guys that when we talk about recruiting, and that's, yeah, can the Kansas, the Duke, or whatever be a right route for you? Sure. But at today's game where you have the media, the attention, the ways that coaches and GMs can find you, if it's going to a high major, a blue blood kind of school like Kentucky, Kansas, or Duke, sure, go there. If it's going just a power five or a low major, mid major, or HBCU, whatever it is, you can get to that ultimate goal, which is the NBA for you. And you're going to become a guy that's going to go in there day one and become a starter, lead a team. How do you expect to be able to accept that role right away?
I mean, like I said, that's what I live for. You know what I'm talking about? Like I want that. That was my number. We talked before. That's my number one thing going into a college.
Mhm.
So I mean, just get there and dominate. I want to be able to take them to the tournament like my cousin did. I want to be able to fill those shoes. I want to do it even bigger. So I mean, that's that. I love it. I love everything about what I'm putting myself into.
And we're gonna get into a lot more of this, but let's go back a little bit. This wasn't your first commitment. Originally, it was Arkansas back in September. What went into that original decision? Why was Arkansas the school you chose about a year ago?
Well, I mean, shout out Coach Musselman and big shout out Coach Crutchfield. I mean, it felt right at the time. It was before my junior season even started. So I mean, it was kind of a rush decision. I didn't think it all the way through. But I mean, I made a quick decision, an early decision. Got one of my first big time offer, not first, but I got a real nice SEC offer, a program that's on the come up. So I jumped the gun. But big shout out to Arkansas. But nah, it just wasn't for me.
And you're still committed up until quarantine time. You're sitting at home. I think it's around 2 or 3 months or whatnot, home doing the whole quarantine process, and you decided to make it in April decommit. At that point in time, what was like the main reason you decided to decommit? Was it to go see more schools? Was it that wasn't the right fit anymore? What kind of happened at that point?
I mean, I bet on myself. That's really what it was. A lot of people saying I was crazy. I actually got tatted. Bet on myself. I took that to heart for real. I mean, I felt like I could I don't know, I just feel like God was telling me to, take a step back. I'm on to bigger and better things. And a lot of people might say, how's it bigger and better? You're going to an HBCU or mid-major school. I mean, size ain't necessarily what makes it bigger and better. You know what I'm talking about? So I just feel like I stepped back to make the right decision.
And that's a huge thing you just brought up. The size is not just about how many people are going to sit in the stands, how many ESPN games or whatnot you get. You're creating history. Your name now is the first guy and from America to go to HBCU. You're also one of the highest ranked players ever to do it. That's something you can never take away, no matter how many more guys follow you. To be able to set this cornerstone, though, do you think it's going to allow more guys to look at HBCU around and actually seriously consider not only that, but also commit to them down the road?
Definitely, definitely. I'm in the top 100, but a lot of people, they look at Maker, someone like that. They look at him as kind of someone they can't relate to. I feel like I'm very relatable to a lot of players. I'm real. I'm just real genuine with everything I do. So whenever a player sees someone like me do it, they think, oh, if he can do it, he can do it. So yeah, yeah, I think this will open a lot of doors. And I think once they see the success I have, speaking it into existence right now, once they see the success I have there, I mean, it's gonna why not? Why not go to a black college and support your people like that?
Do you think the impact will be in the 2021 class, or do you think it'll start really moving more 2022, 2023, and so on?
Well, I think it's almost too late to say for 2021. It's not too late. I take that back. A lot of people aren't committed yet,
Mhm.
but I feel like the effects gonna be seen once they see what I do this coming year there, you know, and where I can take them and what kind of success you can have at an HBCU. It's still a college. It's still D1. So I feel like the younger generations, people that look up to God, that are watching my highlights on YouTube or watching people like me on YouTube, those younger generations, when they see me going to somewhere like there, and now they're boom, now they're a fan of A&T, they're a fan of Howard, they're a fan of Prairie View. So that I think it might take a year or two, but it's starting now. I kick the door down.
How critical will it be for both you and McCurdy to be able to go out there and rather become one and done, two and done, whatever many years it takes to, but just for you guys to get to the NBA, how critical will that be for the movement?
That's like everything. That's
Mhm.
essential because if we don't do that, well, I'm gonna speak for myself. I ain't gonna speak on another man. But if I don't do that, I mean, what's the point? I could have went to anywhere to be a good. It's not. I'm not gonna say it's easy, but it's not as difficult to just be a great college player. I mean, it takes an extra step to get to the league. Everyone knows that, or everyone will be in the league. But I mean, it's pointless if I don't go to the league and have a successful career in the league after that. It's pointless. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's pointless, but it would be much more impactful if I were able to go, to the league and do what I know I'm gonna do.
Do you feel a sense of pressure with that being the case, or do you just feel confident and know that you're just going to go out there and be able to accomplish it?
Oh, yes, I feel all types of pressure, but I love it. I love the pressure. That's like I said, that's what I live for. I want all that on my shoulders. I want my back to hurt for real.
And if you maybe looked up a guy and you said who would be the first player to commit and take the route, take the uneasy, not guaranteed route going to HBCU, I think you're the perfect guy for that. You look at a guy that obviously plays that grit and grind mentality, but you just have that want to be able to go out there and prove people wrong. Just have that mentality. Was that something you always had, or is that something that more came into effect over the past year or so?
That's a great question, really. Cause let me think. I've always felt like ever since I was little, like when I was like 5 or 6, I was like, I can go to the NBA right now. Like I'm better than all them. Like I genuinely know that in my head. Since I was 5, I could go to the NBA. I was a 5-year old. That's just my thought process. That's my
Mhm.
fact process. I ain't gonna say thought process, but yeah. I mean, that plays a big role into it. Me being who I am, I'm not gonna bite my tongue. I'm not gonna, you know, I'm not necessarily gonna disrespect anybody, but I'm gonna always be me and stay true to myself and do what I know is right for me and do what helped me accomplish my goal. So to answer your question, yeah, I mean I feel like I'm the perfect guy. Oh, to answer your question, of course, with all the hate since like, sixth, seventh grade, it's really like turned me into a man. Especially I've always handled my own recruitment. Like just this past few months I've had help with my recruitment. Like I've I've kind of developed into a man at a younger age. So, around sixth, seventh grade, it really came out of me.
Now we'll talk about some stuff you worked on in a little bit, but there's one big upgrade to you. And that is you got a lot more tattoos. This is, I think, our third or fourth interview we've done now. Each time you've added them on, discuss the ink and how it's kind of developed over the past few years.
Man, the ink started on my leg. I ain't gonna put it all the way on the camera, man, because that's kind of weird. But go to my Instagram, Duncan Powell. Just type in my name. You can see my ink. That's where I started. I got the leg sleeve. But man, everything I got symbolic. Very symbolic. I got Dallas, Texas. this is myself in an electric chair, out of my mind, because that's just my overall demeanor. Eagle DeSoto High School, bet on myself, Scarface, some lyrics, laugh now, cry later, Zoo Baby, Broken Home. So, I draw all my own tattoos. That's some, you can know about me. I draw them all. I like to draw sometimes. That I don't know. I just like everything I do big. You see, you look at my commitment video, everything I do big. I'm myself. I'm never not gonna be myself ever for nothing. For nothing. So, everything I do it, as big as I can.
Was it just one day you woke up and you said, I just want to start the tattoo collection? Or is that just over time you said, start thinking about it, start drawing it? Kind of take us to the decision to really start this.
Yeah, man, a year ago, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I was like, man, I don't want tattoos on my arms. I'm never going to touch my arms. I'm just going to do my chest, maybe, do my leg. Man, I look up, I'm double sleeved up, man. But, I like it. It's me. It's a part of me now. But yeah, to answer your question, no, I never if you got a bunch of ink, you know how it goes. 99% of the real inksters, they don't, they don't say let me get all the way tatted. It just happens. It just happens like
So do you have any more you're kind of planning or you're pretty much done for now?
nah, man. I be telling myself I'm done, but I know I'm not done. I'm on my back, my stomach, I'm gonna look like J.R. Smith, man.
Absolutely, man. Well, you go through this recruiting process, you narrow down your top five, Old Dominion, UTSA, Dayton, Hampton, and also now we know obviously A&T. What one of these top five, why are these the five schools that you kept with you to the end?
As you know, I had bigger schools. Like I had plenty of high majors, but I mean, at the end of the day, I was looking at what best fit me. What coaches best felt with me, best gelled with me. So, that's really what went into that. That's how you have kind of smaller mid-major schools. I think I'm the only top 100 player without a high major school in my top five.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I was just looking for the right fit. I didn't care about any name, none of that. Of course it plays a role, but I was just looking for who fit me best, where I could go and be myself, where I could go and have a family atmosphere, where I could go and, be myself without having to conform to, what someone else wants me to do. As in without it being negative, nothing I do is negative. But yeah, I just want to go somewhere I could be myself.
So we're up until the final decision when you knew that NCNT was the school you wanted to commit to. Was there another school or two that was right there with you to the very end?
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Shout out Coach Henson, Coach Thompson at UTSA. Shout out Coach Jay and Coach Kavinsky at Old Dominion. They were right there. Hey, shout out Coach Joyner
Mhm.
and Coach Hamilton at Hampton. Thank y'all. And Dayton was there too. But yeah, for the longest, for like the last couple weeks, I didn't know. I don't know where I'm going. You know, I kind of always knew in my heart, but I really in my head I didn't know.
What was the turning point? Was it a Zoom call or a call with them, or just all of a sudden it clicked and you said, that's school, that's where I want to go?
Well, I'm very superstitious. That a lot of people gonna laugh when I say this, but I'm religious. We have talks about God all the time. Me and you do. So I was praying. I was like, God, give me a sign. Give me a sign. And their mascot is a like a bulldog. I got a pit bull. It's like, God, please give me a sign. I woke up like that same. I said, give me a dream. So I woke up, my dog was in my face on my bed. She know not to get on my bed. So I'm like, yeah, that's A&T right there. So that's when I knew.
That's awesome. And I can imagine then you call coach sometime in that day or the next day or something. What's their reaction?
They was like, what they say? I don't know. I don't know if you want me to say this, but he was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. What did he do? I forgot. He celebrated or something. He was with his wife or something. He was out. He did something. I forgot. But he said was all happy. All smiles. I felt like they had the same mentality as me. They just knew they was gonna get me, just like I know I'm gonna be the best. They're the best at what they do in recruiting. So they kind of knew, all right, it's a done deal now. So they was happy, of course. I was happy as well.
And it has been a blessing the past few months. I have got to know a couple of different HBCU coaches. And one thing you notice is that for some reason, same thing with recruits too, is that some people don't view HBCU schools as a D1 school. Some of them don't view them as legit colleges, but these coaches are great coaches, even though they might not get the respect they deserve. For him now to realize that you guys now have a top 100 play and he's been able to recruit you to go there, how much will that help him as a coach now in terms of getting his name out there and notoriety?
Um, well, I'm gonna humble myself before God before I answer this, because that's kind of I'm gonna sound kind of cocky when I say this, but in the most humble way, respectful way, that'll help him so much. Like, you're a HBCU coach that in the in the college athletic world, that's frowned upon almost. So for Coach Jones and Coach Dorsett to pick up a top 100 player, that's gonna skyrocket everything. I mean, you picked up a top 100 player. It, that was committed to a SEC Power Five major school. That never happens ever, 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 other than Maker. But I'm the first American player to do that. So I mean, it's gonna help them a whole lot the same way they're gonna help me a whole lot.
I believe this will be Coach Jones' fourth or fifth year out there now, and he's had a pretty solid record. Last year, over 500, 17 and 15. But the record still stands. They haven't made it to the tournament yet since 2013. That's going to be your big goal for them. How do you reach that ultimate goal?
By coming into practice, competing every day, being a dog. I mean, we're talking about HBCU stuff and all that, but not right now. We're on basketball, and that's the easiest part to speak on, because it's simple. You just gotta want it. You gotta come every day ready to compete, dominate, and kill your opponent. Like, that's what it is. So I mean, it's the hardest part, but that's the easiest part to speak on. It's come every day. I want to be the best every day. My team's gonna be the best every day, and that's just how we rocking.
I'm not sure if he'll still be there, but I can imagine he will. But Blake Harris is a big time player, former top recruit in the country, has some different transferring stuff, decided coming out there now. To have him out there, what will you guys be able to do and accomplish in your guys' year together?
Win a lot of games. I mean, we gonna push each other. I haven't watched as much film on him, but I'm aware of who he is. And just like any player on that team, we gonna push each other, we gonna get better, we gonna form a brotherhood through winning, competing every day, getting better every day. So, that's how we gonna help each other.
I believe there are two other recruits already in your 2021 class. Do you happen to know them yet?
No, I haven't had the opportunity to talk to them yet, but I watched some film on them. They're pretty good players.
Are there any other guys that coaches talk to you about possibly targeting, or guys that you would say you played really well with in high school, AU, wherever, that you like to play with in college?
Man, yeah, I can tell you right. Jamari Thomas, I want to play with you in college. I want that to be my point guard. Chris Pryor, I want you to be my point guard. Xavier Ball at Logan, I want you to be my side 4-3 man. Um, you know that's what that is. Everybody know how I feel about them, but if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. But that's why I would love to play with Jarius Hicklin at Oklahoma Baptist too. They're all former teammates of mine from DeSoto. But yeah, we most definitely, no question, go to the Sweet 16 Final Four championship with them. Like, no question about it.
We've talked about it quite a bit now, but you being this first top 100 guy, we want this to become a movement where guys want to come and consider and actually attend an HBCU, but most importantly now, NCAA following you. When you look at 2022 guys trying to recruit them, what's your approach to them? What's your pitch to tell them that this is the route to go and you want them to come play at your school?
Um, well, you ain't never gonna have a better teammate than me. I'm gonna get you better every day. I'm gonna have your back no matter what it comes down to. A&T's a family. I got you. DP got you. Uncle DP got you, man. Come take my hand. Come on, bro. I got you, man. I ain't gonna let you down. I promise. You my little homie. Let's make it happen. We dabbing up right now. So that's my pitch to y'all. Come join me. Come get lit. Come win some games. Come get some championships. We gonna have a good time, bro. It's all about having fun, bro. Everybody be talking about stats, wins, this. We gonna have fun, bro, and do it all at the same time. I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna take care of y'all official visits. Anything you need, ask me. And my DM's open. My DM's open. Ask me.
And there's a part about you that there's a couple guys in the country I can think of, but you're one of the first to come to mind that you know how to perfectly balance that. When you step on that court, you're a dog. People shouldn't mess with you. We know what you do there. But the second you get off those lines, you can become this fun guy, the guy that everyone likes hanging around. How have you learned to separate these two personalities?
I don't know. I think you gotta be a little bit crazy in the head. I think I'm a little bit crazy. I might be. Some people might say I'm real crazy, but I think I'm a little bit crazy. But it's just dang, that's a good question. I don't know how. I mean, that's myself, so I can control it. But really the competitiveness. Basketball is not just a game to me. Like it's it's something like my teammates are really gonna be my family, literally. So like I'm gonna battle for them, I'm gonna die for them, I'm gonna do whatever for them. So that I feel like that's how it becomes a fun guy thing off the court. Because once we're off the court, we're family. We gonna I don't really know how to answer that question. It's something really within you. A lot of people don't know what that's like. So I don't know. If you do, you do. If you don't, you don't. That's the hardest question I'd have ever asked. Good question, Zach.
And when you're talking about these guys that trash talk, the guys that have that dog mentality, there's not a lot of them out there anymore. But when you do
Yeah.
come across those, I know guys that have the dog mentality like you do, kind of get this certain respect. You like going up against them. You respect that they have that. Who would you say is maybe the biggest one, or maybe a couple of guys that you really enjoy playing with or playing against?
Well, like AJ Hogger, he matches me. That's my guy. But it's easy to find phonies. There's a lot of phonies out there. A lot of phonies, a lot of wannabes that just ain't cut like that. But AJ Hogger, there's a lot of good. I'm not saying they're not good. If I don't say a name, it's not that you're not good. It's just certain mentalities. There's not many. AJ, um, Deshaun Ruffin,
Mm-hmm.
he'll go at you. Uh Man, I'm probably forgetting some people, but it's not many that's messed up in the head like that when it comes to on the court. But that those are just two I can think of. But AJ for sure got the is right there with me.
You mentioned Dacian Ruffin a second ago, and that is the guy that's tweeted out a little bit ago. He does have that dog mentality, and he's got it in a special way where he's doubted by pretty much anyone. When you talk about a guy that's 5'9", height's not on his size whatsoever. He's always going to be the smallest matchup, but yet he's still third in the EYBL in scoring. He can score it well, does his thing. How special is he, and what's it like playing with him?
Uh, I mean that's kind of crazy when you just say that. Like he's like 5'9" and had like 60 last year on one game. Like I mean, that speaks for itself. I mean, he's always had to carry every team he's on pretty much. I mean, he's a great point guard to play with. He's gonna do well at Ole Miss. I know he is. I mean, once you give him other key elements to play with, the sky's the limit because he doesn't have to force everything he does anymore. I mean, he's gonna be a great point guard.
Let's get into high school for a second. That is a school that I know you had to take a lot of pride in, being from DeSoto, and you had a post saying that you're not going to be able to play this upcoming season. You're just going to train for the NBA. And you're also my goal of playing college as well. What went into this decision?
Really, it's a business decision. It was a hard decision. I hated it, but at the end of the day, that it's like 5 months. You got all November, December, January, February, and March. Like that's 5 months I can have training. And high school basketball has a big toll on your body. So I mean, that's just extra time for me to get right. That's 5 months on another incoming freshman I'm gonna be playing against. That's 5 months of another senior spot I need to beat out to get on the court. So I mean, it's our business. I knew where I was gonna go, pretty much the top five, and there wasn't. It's you have to sacrifice with everything that comes to you. Being great is not easy. You got to make hard sacrifices, and sometimes people aren't gonna. They're gonna be too ignorant to understand that. So that's my biggest thing. It was just a sacrifice I had to make in order to help achieve my goals.
You're not the only one that's done that. I've interviewed a few guys recently that's commit that has decided to take out the high school season, especially because of COVID concerns. I know some of them have decided to possibly even get to campus in January, February, March time. Do you plan on trying to get to campus sooner, or do you still plan on getting there around April, May, June time?
I've talked to coach about that, and it's in the making. You know, the scholarships and all that
Mhm.
is it's kind of technical once it gets out there. But I'm willing to do that. But right as of right now, it's you know, in the summer and whatnot.
Absolutely. Well, you do still lead DeSoto as being one of the best, not the best player ever to play there. Top 100 guy. You built quite the legacy out there. What's the future of them hold? I know they have a new coaching staff. What's the future of basketball out there hold?
Oh man, I'm gonna make sure they straight. You know, we got a great middle school and freshman juniors, a great group of JV and all that. But you know, in a year or two, I'm gonna be, you know, making all types of they're gonna be sponsored by Duncan, you know. So it's a great future. Parents, if you're watching this, send your kids to DeSoto. Uncle Dunk gonna take care of everything. You know, I got them. We gonna get them right. You know, they gonna get better at DeSoto. I mean, it's DeSoto. You know.
In the bigger picture, you're living and playing in Texas, and that's a brand of basketball that is growing. I think people are starting to get some more respect for you guys. It's got talent across the board. I think 2021 has well over 25 guys in the top 150, which is, I mean, that's what, 25-30% of the guys. That's a huge chunk. What's it feel like being playing in Texas, and how special is it out there?
I mean, in the bigger scheme of things, it is special because of what you just said. Like, that's 25-30% of people. But playing out here is it's cool. You know, I do what I do. I dominate, and you know, it's just what it is. I mean, a lot of people have been scared to play DeSoto, so you know they forfeit games and stuff. So instead of playing against us, but you know it's cool. I mean, Texas basketball is where it's at. That's where the most talent is anywhere in the country. I don't care what anyone says. It's just a lot of haters and a bunch of gatekeepers to recruitment that hate on kids. So you know a lot of them don't end up panning out and making it in the league or college because it's just politics and things like that. The dog eat dog. But Texas talent is where it's at most definitely.
How do you make your name big out there when you have this much talent out there? You see all these high level recruits, big time players. How did you become Duncan Powell? How did you become the guy that is now a top 100 recruit?
I mean, I was always my own man since I was little, you know? Like like my mom's a great mother, but like it's not like she's making me get up and go work out or go do this, go do that. I always wanted it within myself. I always want to be the greatest. I always want to do all this. And so it's really just a fire to be the best to ever come out of Texas, a fire to be remembered as so and so, have a legacy. It's just I don't know. I mean, I've always want to be the best. I don't let nobody speak lies on me. I'm just my own man. I don't. The reason I became Duncan and I'm viewed upon how I'm viewed upon is because I carry myself like a grown man, and a lot of people aren't used to that when it comes to like high school level athletes or college, even college level athletes. So that's a big part in me being independent and always kind of like just getting it on my own.
There's a lot of guys that say they're hard workers, and they are. They put in the 4, 5, 6 hours a day in the gym. You do that as well. But a lot of those guys go home, make sure on the Xbox, watch TV, and hang out. You have 5 days a week. You're working at Walmart. You have a shift out there, maybe 5 to 10. How have you
Yeah.
adjusted this? How have you put in this many hours of out away from the home, not chilling? How have you adjusted this?
I mean, you just gotta get it out the mud. That's really all I can say. That's the best phrase. Get out the mud. I just got back from work actually,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, shout out my Walmart at Oak Cliff by Big T off 35. Come see me. You know what I mean? Online grocery pickup. I'll hook your order up, whatever you need. But yeah, I mean, it's just a grind. Like really working at Walmart shows me that I need to work 10 times harder in basketball because that's not something I want to do for the rest of my life. Most definitely not. So I mean, it's positive, and yes, I'm super tired. Yes, it's literally I'll wake up at 6 in the morning to work out, and I won't get home till 10 at night from work. So I mean, it's extremely tiring, but it's all worth it in the end. God sees the work I'm putting in that other people around Dallas that be hating on me, they don't see none of that. But it's definitely a humbling experience. It really pushes me to go further in basketball and appreciate what I do have in life because a lot of people aren't even as blessed as I am. So it's really a humbling experience to have to work a 9 to 5 that a lot of kids in my position don't work. I don't really know any top 100 players that really work. So yeah.
And that's the thing. A lot of them, I'm not, might even be the two stock up or whatever, but a lot of them have the mindset that, hey, I'm going to college. I am a top player. I'm verified on Instagram. I've got a lot of followers and whatnot. And that's fine. I mean, obviously, they do put a lot of work in the gym. But as I said, you're going out there, you're working at Walmart. Has that humbled you in any sense? Has that kind of taught you lessons outside the court?
Most definitely. I mean, that nothing in life is given at the blink of a snap. Literally, like everything can be taken from you. That could be me for the rest of my life. So not to think you're above anybody, because at the end of the day, my 4 hours on the court is someone else's 4 hours in Walmart. It's both our crafts, you know. The 4 hours on the court might get me paid $1 million. 4 hours in Walmart, it might even be harder work, but that's only gonna make you what, like $44. So you know it's super humbling. It really shows how blessed how thankful I should be to God for allowing me to be able to play basketball, because easily those 6 hours in the gym a day, I could have to spend at Walmart 6 hours and make $70. So it's super humbling. I'm very thankful to be where I'm at.
There's a few more things I want to touch up on before I let you go. One is your late night drives. I know you haven't been doing as many recently, but you still did have some a few months ago. You still just jam on the car to music sometimes. Take us through that.
I mean, it just take, sometimes in life is a bunch going on, you know. So
Mhm.
like it just takes everything out of life. Like one day, one of my little partners died. He died. So I mean, I just drive late night, drive through the city, listen to my music, get it off my mind. My cousin passed a couple years ago, and whenever long live Keela, but on July 2nd, I get in my car, I just ride. Whenever I think about it, I ride. So it just take things pressure off you. You're in your own space, listen to your own music. Might think about hooping, might think about getting money, might think about, what I'm gonna wear tomorrow. It's just you time. I'm a real, real, real busy person. So, it's just something to help. It's therapeutic.
I know you have gone through a lot growing up out there. How, and I know you talk about faith too. How has God helped you through this process, and how has you just kind of got through growing up in life out there?
I mean, God's helped me a lot. I wouldn't even say like I've never really had to just straight struggle. I'm not gonna fake like I just struggled out the gutter financially or nothing like that. But like, life ain't always been, easy emotionally, with things that go on in my house. Just all types of stuff. But God's someone you can always lean on no matter what. You feel me? And anybody going through a hard time, just open your Bible and read it. You feel me? Like God's always there. So it has been times, I'm like, dang, man, I mean, what I'm gonna do? I mean, God always there. That's really as simple as it gets, really. Like God's always there to answer your question. So that's helped me with everything. Everything.
When would you say you really started forming a relationship with God? I mean, I know some people that grew up in a faith background, kind of the families raised them up in it. You grew up that way, but when was the point that you separated and you truly formed your own relationship with Him?
Um, Dang, that's a good question. I'll probably say, mm, I formed a relationship with God without even really knowing I formed a relationship with God.
Hmm.
Like, middle school was like I became a man on my own. A lot of stuff was going bad and not I wouldn't say bad. A lot I was going through a lot of stuff that a lot of kids don't gotta go through in life. So, like I would just, have conversations, pray about stuff. And I didn't necessarily know like, how deep it was that I was just talking to something, asking for something back. But that's what kind of when I formed a relationship with God. But when I got older, around sophomore, junior year, freshman year, I kind of understood exactly in full capacity what I was doing. So through middle school up, yeah.
You're growing through that stuff and you talk about becoming a man at a younger age. A lot of guys don't do that till college. If not, some guys take longer than that. How has that helped you as a person developing at that early on?
I mean, it's crazy. I was just thinking about that on the way back from work.
Mhm.
Uh, I feel like it's helped a whole lot because for one, like I said, I've always handled my own recruitment. I know how to talk to grown men
Mhm.
because in my own eyes, I've been a grown man on the inside. You know, I ain't necessarily had to pay bills when I was 11, but
Mhm.
still, like, it's a mentality.
Yeah.
And that's helped me a lot, you know, dealing with people talking about me, spreading rumors, lies about me, hating on me. You know, it's helped me a lot to be able to look someone in their eyes and, you know, talk to a man to man about something, you know? And, you know, I feel like this is what I was thinking about on the way home, that a lot of people go to college and lose themselves because they've never been free. So now they got all this time on their hands. They don't have any parents telling them what to do, what not to do, and they just mess up because, you know, they're free. But, you know, it's gonna be the same for me. You know, I'm making my own decisions. I wake myself up, I work out, I go apply for a job, I get a job, go to the job, get back, put up some shots, hit the weight room. Nobody's telling me to do none of that. So I mean, it's helped me a lot. I'm so thankful that I've gone through what I went through, you know, to get here, you know. So it's helped me a whole lot. Then it could hurt me.
I know we've talked about this a few times too before, but a lot of guys our age, they don't necessarily have the same mentality of wanting to work. They don't want to prioritize that stuff. They want to prioritize stuff that may not be best for them, or just not even that, but stuff that's not productive for them. And sometimes that can cause different relationship barriers. Have you found that sometimes because your mentality has been harder maybe to connect to other kids at school?
Of
Mhm.
course, because you know I got friends, you know, and I got friends that might go through stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't have any friends that necessarily are on the same level as in the most humble way, in the same level of of society, on you know like a platform I'm on as an
Yeah.
athlete that I am, you know, so that separates me from 50%, almost 90% right there. Then
Mhm.
of the friends I have that are on my level, none of them really have to, you know, go about life the way I go about life just because of how I conduct myself and carry myself as my own person. So yeah, it's super hard because it's not because say if it is someone like me in my school, I can't necessarily associate with them because they're not on the same route I'm on. You know, they might be on the wrong route, on the wrong path of being an old man when I'm on the right path to be my own man and do something productive and all that. So you know, yeah, it's hard. I realized recently you don't really have any real friends whenever you're your own man at a younger age. You know, I have family, but you don't really have any real friends that understand 100% what you may be thinking or going through.
At all points, we see kids maybe we grew up with that were friends that go down the wrong path, rather it be truly bad things. There's not even, like I said, it's not even bad things, there's not productive things. When did you start realizing that kids were going down the wrong way and you started learning how to separate yourself, and what led you to go the right way?
Um, well, I mean, I've had I've always had AAU coaches. You know, I've never been dumb. Like if
Mhm.
I were to go down the wrong path, it's literally me doing it. Like I know right from wrong. I ain't gonna sit here and say I grew up in my I used to look up to people that do this and that. No, that's stupid because I'm
Mhm.
that's dumb. But I mean, I started seeing it. You know, you like middle school. You know, sixth, seventh grade, you start seeing people levitate towards something. Then about the time high school hits, they just, you know, change. And now they selling drugs. Now they doing this. Now they doing that. You know, and that's just that a lot of people levitate towards things like that, especially young black men levitate towards things like that because that's just what they see all the time for the most part. But I mean, I've always want to go to the league. I've always want to do these bigger things because that's where more money is. So you know, that's that's just not something that's necessarily intrigued me like that. I'm smart enough to know that that's gonna take you down this path. You're gonna be dead or in jail, and the other path's I'm gonna be able to provide for my kids. I'm gonna be able to have a family. I'm gonna be able to, you know, be a great dad one day. Be able to be a millionaire one day. So you know, it's really a no brainer to me at least. You know, people may be in a different position than me, but to me, it's always been a no brainer to pick the right path. Sometimes it may be hard. Sometimes you might wander down the wrong way, but at the end of the day, you always got to keep focused on the right path. And I'm not even gonna act like it's been no positive figures. You know, it has been positive people in my life telling me right from wrong that have been down that wrong path. So, you know, shout out to them. They know who they are. But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, that's what it is.
Absolutely, man. Well, you know, I was like wrapping up discussing legacy, and we've talked about the legacy that you want to leave in the HBCU community in that program, but the whole landscape in terms of both on and off the court. When you are done playing basketball, what do you want that legacy to be?
Oh man, kind of like I'm kind of a combination of some people. I like Marshawn Lynch's vibe. I feel like me and Marshawn Lynch could relate. Like
Yeah.
just the way we act. I like that. But he plays football, but I don't know, like a Kevin Garnett or something. Like I just want to be remembered as like someone who gave it they all, someone who did it their way, someone who really just kind of paved a new path. Someone who always bet on themselves. They never conform to what someone else might want them to do. That's a big part of the HBCU. I can feel safe walking around with tattoos or I got a shag. That's some Texas stuff. I'm not gonna understand that. But I ain't gotta really worry about none of that. And I can do it my way, with my people and not be negatively criticized for the most part because it's not understanding gap there. So that's I keep wondering out, but I want to be remembered as someone who did it my way, man. Yeah, I want to be remembered as someone who did it my way, all positive. Someone that always tries to give back. I don't never. My DMs are always open to anyone that needs to talk. Someone that just a positive person.
Absolutely, man. My final thing, give NCAA&T fans your three biggest goals you have set for your NCAA&T career.
Oh man, uh, dang. I would. You caught me off. You should have told me this before then. I could have thought something catchy. Now I just gotta say something. Dang. Uh, NCAA tournament, Big South championship. Uh, championship, NCAA championship. We going all the way. I ain't saying no Sweet 16, no Final. Nah, we going all the way. We winning it. So that's our three. That's my three things. Put them on my back.
Absolutely, man. Well, congratulations once again. Keep doing your thing, man. I look forward to see what God's got next for you. Of
All right, for sure. Appreciate you, bro.
course, y'all's welcome on, man. God bless.
Yes, sir.